Is it like the color or just, you know?
Words are out there. Oh, yeah. It is coming.
35 years like that. 35. Yeah, it's 36 seasons. Yeah, I know, I wouldn't have thought.
All right, rowdy people. 7 o'clock. Meeting to order. This is the March 4th, 2025 meeting of the Newfield Select Board. First up on the agenda, Chief Buxton and Chief Young on the utility vehicle. What do you got?
So, just a little history on it. Our association has been looking for the past few years on picking up a utility vehicle. We've had many calls over the years, including a couple this year already, out of the rail trail, on the trail system, where we've had to call in help from other towns, which does delay in getting the patient out. I think we've had one case this year already. We had a couple multiple cases last year of people getting injured out on the rail trail, and basically we got nothing they can get down there. Sometimes in the summer we can get on the rail trail with forestry if we're lucky, so the association's been saving money in the golf tournaments and stuff, thinking about buying them. The chief got wind of it and said, hey, this is something that we could use for all departments. Police, fire, emergency management.
Select board?
Select board, if they like to. They want to kick in, so problem.
Memorial Day Parade.
Yeah, well, there's something like that that can be used, detail, something like that. Let the chief speak on that side of it. So this is something, as I said, we've been looking at getting. The association's got quite a bit of money put away, but as the chief mentioned, he said if we can split this between departments, then we can take a look at it. So there's the detail fund, our association fund, and what was the other? RERP for the emergency management. That Finch's agreeable on to. He's just away skiing right now. So we're looking for the okay to go ahead with this. We've spent between Bill almost 2 months on pricing going back and forth, and ended up selecting a Polaris North Star edition, which fits needs of both our department and whatever the police needs to do on it. Some of the things this can do for the town is it can also haul around the signboards. It would be housed in the fire station. Signboards, it can be used for all the town functions we have, plus we can use it for fire rescue. We would plan on future purchasing tracks for it for the winter. Winters like this right here, we'd probably get away with the tires on it, but that would be probably out of our association most likely anyways.
Just for the police front, the fall festival, the Christmas time, Memorial Day parade, trick or treating, the back of it, whole barricades, cones, stuff that we don't have to stop in the back of our cruises and stuff like that. And obviously the issues with the rail trail, medicals, motorcycle accidents, we've had motorcycle accidents out there where they're not hot out there, but they go out there. Snowmobile accidents, obviously we have, I don't know what this is the first winter the trail's really been used for snowmobiles since I've been here. But, we had called Durham up a couple weeks ago for a medical out there, and that was a huge delay for a medical call. So we've been talking about it for years, and we've needed it off and on for the last 3 years, and just called back about 3-4 weeks ago, and we just said, we've got to probably start moving forward with this.
Yeah, we could have also used it during the trestle fire, because we were transporting stuff back and forth quite a bit on that. This would also, extend beyond our rail trail because the trail's out in the mountains, and I know that most of the trails are non-wheeled vehicles, but where it's emergency, where it's municipal, you can go out there and use that. We had calls on a couple, 3 or 4 out of the property. We had people out there with broken hips, broken bones. In them cases, the same thing. We called in one from another town, one from Newmarket, one from Kingston, I think, one time or so. Where this is, it's really no cost to taxpayers. It's coming out of, associations willing to put in money.
How much?
We're looking for $40,000.
Okay.
That will get us what we want with the equipment, as I say, to be able to transport people, transport patients out, what police needs, will get us lighting on it, will get us a trailer. We most likely, during the summer when the tires are on it, we probably wouldn't even go on a trailer, we just run on the road to be quicker, but we need one to put the tracks.
It's going to be street legal, obviously, it's going to have directionals, so we're going to get it registered with government plates, so we drive it legally down the street. So it has all the safety pieces to make it street legal.
Other questions?
And the funds are coming out of resources.
3/4 RERP fund, which is Seabrook, association, which the fire department has an association, and our detailed revenue account. So, obviously we'll talk about where we split it, if it's a third each or, what have you, we'll look at it. But it's something that we're not going to get tomorrow. It's a 90 to 100-day turnaround. So we're talking maybe Memorial Day, which may be here, hopefully, if not for the summer.
Great.
And this will be kitted out the way you need it, no cutting corners or?
No, actually, Bill did a great job. We moved back and forth with multiple different manufacturers, and we ended up getting, there was discussion on whether we get heat, and then, we need heat because if you get a patient out there, you keep them warm. And then, there's a government package. Bill's going through this government grant program, government bid program that actually got everything we needed. Okay.
Any other questions? Sounds good. Feel free.
I'll make a motion that we green light this and I'm good with it.
Second. Second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Aye.
Did we get a set of keys?
Get a set of keys?
Yeah, did we get a set of keys?
You gotta bring more dollars.
All right, next item, I'm going to jump around tonight. So noise RFP, we received a bid in for the noise RFP. Nothing to do about that tonight. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to see it. The new select board will take a look at that and make decisions based upon that. I think we have a month to mull that over and make a determination.
I have a comment on
Yeah.
the next go around. I looked at the RFP, it was $18,000 way out. So I did call another sound monitoring system, so we could kick that down.
Task 1 and Task 2 is 10,600, not 18.
I'm sorry?
It's 10,600 depending on the option you take.
Yeah, it depends on the options that you're utilizing and the number of events that you want to do.
About 18,000.
Still, that's a lot.
Anyways, you guys can take a look at that, but that's it. All right. Next up, you want to talk about camera?
Yeah, so I did, this seems like it's ongoing saga, but we were going to resolve this once and for all. So I thought I'd print out a couple of, these are some options that we can go with as far as the camera, or for you viewing at home. You're going to get a nice new streaming box that will be able to direct to YouTube, so that won't drop off. We have a box downstairs, a router that's new and improved router, and we have nice, this is one selection as far as the camera goes. So we'll have a camera mounted on the wall. It'll be a little more dummy-proof, meaning whoever turns the camera on, it should work very well. So, just asking the other selectmen to look at that and say, is this something that we could proceed with? It's going to run around, somewhere around $2,000 to $3,000 to make sure we have something that's foolproof.
Will that be the full price, or is it more to it?
It'll probably have some additions to it.
So like a top of 3, you're thinking?
Yes, yeah. So now, we could go one at a time, where we could just have the streaming box, use the camera as such, and hardwire it, and see how that works, which is probably the smart way to go. We'll just get the streaming box, and we'll have, I think Jeff Feaster's guys at Xerox, they're coming over to take a look to see what they can do as far as hardwiring it, and then we'll get some suggestions from them.
My recommendation is, as we talked about for the past year on this, is get it done as expeditiously as possible, because we're getting a lot of heat from folks, and rightfully so.
Sure, it's been going on for years, I know.
Well, for the past 18 months.
Yeah.
And
I get
get
it.
it done, do it, spend the money, get it set up, and not go piecemeal. Do it right, make it one switch, on and
Great.
off, so it's no longer an issue.
Yeah, great, well, let's do it.
You guys know me, I don't like the idea, so I'm
I mean,
I'm not gonna back this.
I don't necessarily like the idea of, spending money on toys either.
No, that's not the issue for me. It's never been the issue for me. I don't have a problem with spending the money if the money makes sense. I don't like the idea of not encouraging people to attend these meetings, and because attending makes the difference. So it's just
I don't
encouraging.
disagree with you on that,
Yeah.
Michael, but it's 2025, and it's a different world.
Yeah.
And it's cold out, people work, and,
So I make a recommendation that we just move our break to solve the problem. And we
okay. It's a service to the town.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And one opposed. Great, thank you. ALS contract.
I'll follow up with that.
All right, so we received the second draft from Jeff, Chief of the Fire Department, and I forwarded your suggestions
Yep.
and recommendations to Chief Knudsen, who is in Plastow.
Yep.
And he responded, basically said it's a one-year contract with no cost to it. They plan on doing some serious contract massaging and pencil work over the summertime. And he said your points are well taken. If you want us to set up a separate language for you, we can. But we'll be coming up with a new contract come probably July. And so that's where he left it. He said basically if it doesn't work out for you, we'll figure something else out. I referenced to him after our last conversation at the select board that we were on board, the fire chief was on board, and the town of Newfields will be signing the contract to move forward on it. So we're basically going to wait. And I think with a situation with a one-year contract, no cost to the town, it behooves us to sign that contract, and then we'll work the process this summer and into the fall as the new contract comes up.
When do they think they'll have the final contract?
They've already had, Jeff, 3 or 4 towns have already signed up.
Well, 3 or 4 towns have signed, they signed the draft contract. So I asked them when we're going to get one without a draft.
Yeah.
And he said, soon.
Okay.
Oh, the famous soon?
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
I would guess sometime next week, because they fired up the AOS service for their portion
Their portion.
over there
Yeah.
as of March 1st, so they're doing the
kind of the dry runs?
Atkinson, all them towns over there just had the big tree meetings with their annual service and stuff, so I would say next week.
21st is the turnover day, so Exeter will stop on the 21st, Plastow will pick it up on the 21st. There'll be some dog and pony show at some place sometime on Thursday.
Seacoast Paramedic Intercept Service.
Sir?
Seacoast Paramedic Intercept Service on Plastow. That's what we have to do.
Did I say that?
All right, excellent. Anything else on the contract? No, good with that? Great. Select board transition. So, new board will be coming in after the election next Tuesday. I think we have a meeting scheduled for the 18th, so my presumption is that that will take place then. Just, I know, I've been sitting here for a long time, but just to kind of help you guys. So, the first thing that needs to get done is you and whoever else is sitting here needs to select a chairman. There's no requirement, it has to be the oldest person on the board, so you guys have to figure that out.
Was that an age, Joe?
No, not an age group. I didn't say the oldest person. I said, oh, maybe I didn't. But that's the first order of business you're going to have to make sure that you deal with. And then the other thing that you're going to have to do is the 3 select board positions, planning board, conservation, and welfare office. You're going to have to designate those for the upcoming year. You guys will have to sort the bodies out with whoever else is going to be here. There are a lot of open appointments for 2025, a lot actually. And hopefully a lot of those people will be interested in coming back. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of vacancies. Just, you may want to make a note of that. Front of the town report has all the dates of vacancies there, so you may want to just take a look and communicate with Sue about, has anybody indicated, or has everybody indicated that they want to re-up, or some not
Not
re-up?
asked.
Okay,
We have not.
okay. Because those basically all expire. Do the appointments expire when they're vacated or on March 11th? I don't even remember.
I think it was at the end of the month.
Oh, at the end of March? Oh, okay, great. Okay, great. So, but you guys may, if you know people who want to, do something in the town, you may want to ask. Okay. And what else? Oh, and whoever is going to be taking over the seat, I highly recommend you get a subscription to Town and City, and you talk to the Municipal Association and get on their mailing lists and everything. This is a great resource. So whoever's taking over, I highly recommend that you guys talk to them about that. I think those are the main things for the transition that you guys should need to concentrate on. Any questions? Good? Okay, great. Next up, donation to town hall. So, do this. So, Amy and I had this made, and are going to donate it to town hall with its condition. It's not you, So, hopefully some of you recognize this. This is Norman Rockwell's freedom of speech. I'm going to digress a little bit and explain why. Rockwell originally sought a commission from the U.S. government to support the war effort and provide artwork depicting the 4 freedoms that Roosevelt discussed in 1941 in his State of the Union speech. He ended up, the federal government didn't want to do any commissioning. He ended up commissioning them with the Saturday Evening Post. And this was the first one, freedom of speech, that was on the February 20th, 1943 cover. And then freedom of worship came next, freedom from want, and then the last one was freedom from fear. And then they came over the next 3 weeks, and they were tremendously popular. The Saturday Evening Post got millions of requests for reprints. And because of the popularity, the Defense Department went back to Rockwell and requested that he give them that artwork and allow them to use it for raising war bonds. And you know, some of the most successful war bond posters depict these pieces of art. What I love about this freedom of speech is actually the story behind it. The painting depicts a scene from the 1942 Arlington, Vermont town meeting. That's where Rockwell lived. And a gentleman named Jim Edgerton, who was a citizen in town, was the lone dissenter in the town's town meeting when they were discussing raising a lot of money to rebuild the school that had burned down. And Edgerton didn't have a problem with rebuilding the school, but he thought they were spending way too much money, and his family and his farm had been racked by disease over the last previous years, and he was the lone speaker against it and the lone vote against it. And Rockwell was there, and you know, when he started to do freedom of speech, this references back to that episode for him. In my opinion, this is the embodiment of so many of the important freedoms we have. And we're fortunate to live in a state where local participation in government actually means something. Most places in this country, it's not like this. And while I understand that technology provides a convenient way for people to keep tabs on our officials, I hope everyone understands that there is no substitute to actually attending meetings, speaking your mind, talking to people. And I truly hope that people in Newfield don't forget that. To this end, Amy and I want to donate this print to the town as a constant reminder of speaking to one's mind and the freedoms that we cherish, and the importance of things like deliberative session and town meeting. Local government is a wonderful thing, and I hope we never see it cast aside in an attempt for something better, because there is no better than what we have. But there's one condition that we would like to impose on the town if it chooses to accept the gift. This framed print is required to be displayed in this main hall of Town Hall. If the town chooses to remove the print or renovate Town Hall, or not have town deliberative sessions and town meetings, we just would require the town to return the print back to the family. It's here to remind people of this, and if the town decides not to do this anymore, we'd like the print back. So that is the condition on the gift. Any questions from you?
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know. So I was bringing the print over today, and my wife noticed that the plate actually slipped, so we'll have to get that fixed before we hang it. But the plate just says Norman Rockwell Freedom of Speech and the date that he introduced it. So, all right, so there's an agreement in front of you with that simple condition. If you guys are amenable, you don't have to sign tonight, but
I'll make a motion to sign it now.
all right. I have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor?
All right.
All right, thank you.
I'm abstaining. Let me do 2 copies here for you guys. One for the town and one for my family.
I gotta figure out where to hang it.
No, that's not hard.
So I have a little something.
Oh,
We would like to recognize and thank Michael Sununu for his 9 years of service as selectman. One of his greatest assets is his willingness to go above and beyond to volunteer for this town. Many of you may not know what he has given. So I put together a little list. Every Christmas, Michael and his family assist with decorating the town hall. He and his wife Amy provide and serve hot chocolate at every holiday celebration. Michael created the Newfields Community Fund. This is a nonprofit organization that purchased the Betsy Palmer painting that now hangs in the town office downstairs. It also paid for the replica of the Bellamy Eagle, which hangs outside the entryway door to Town Hall. Michael repaired the marquee out front, saved us hundreds of dollars. It was falling apart. He helps to set up for every election with the police department and John and myself. He put the light in the cupola upstairs here. You all notice that?
Yeah.
That means he went up in that dirty attic with dead mice and probably skeletal remains of squirrels and birds.
Nothing we're not up there. Ray left a note up there, by the way. Anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you, because that is a great touch to this building.
Now, if we just figure the switches.
So then, Michael and his son Charlie and the fire department put up the rink down here on Summer Street, and he provided the lighting for nighttime skating, and that has been such a great, that's a great addition to our town. To see families down there skating, it's really been great. Let's see what else he did. Oh, Michael and Jeff Feaster go around on Memorial Day to put up the flags on all the poles on the parade route for the Memorial Day celebration. He also puts up the tents down there at Hillfield. He loves that.
I'm not the only one, let me clear. Okay, and there's a lot of people who have a service board.
So Michael was instrumental in obtaining the Hilton Home Family Historical Marker in the ceremony we had with the descendants of the Hiltons back in 2021. That is down on Summer Street, on the corner of Main Street and Summer Street. Another great addition. This past year for the 175th celebration, Michael outdid himself. He interviewed longtime residents and put together a video that he spent, I'm sure, many, many hours compiling and editing. And the video was exceptional, and it provides a historical record that the residents of this town can go back and look at any time. It's phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's at the library. It's an hour and a half long, and it was a great production. Michael put together the before and after photos of historic homes for our history night. That was fantastic to see. He also made a card with information about every item that was displayed here. Those little, well, it's fallen down now, but the little cards. He did it all, and that was an excellent, that was the greatest night of all, I think. So thank you for that. That was over the top. And most recently, look at, you removed this corkboard. Right here. He repaired the wall, painted it. And he now has 7 days to get that one gone.
I know how to do it now.
But Michael, you and your family have been very generous to Newfields, and we truly appreciate the contributions. We thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you, and we will miss you. And we have a little something for you.
Oh, well,
with
thank
the
you.
PD at the town office.
And hopefully it's liquor.
A portion of it is, that is liquor.
Oh, excellent! Thank you very much. Michael Sununu, in recognition of your loyal and dedicated service to the town of Newfields as a select board member from 2016 to 2025. I'd like to present this to you. Thank you. I'll just say a few words. I've really enjoyed the last 9 years on this board. if there's any advice I can give to whoever fills this seat, is that the job's pretty simple, right? You solve the problems that arise in a small town like Newfield. Manage the taxpayers' money as prudently as possible. Be comfortable with saying no. Probably the hardest thing for elected officials to do, but probably the most important one. Ask hard questions that make people uncomfortable. Keep politics out of town business. Let people who work for the town do their jobs. They really are, our people really know what they're doing. And most importantly, have fun. Because if you're not enjoying the job, then really not serving the people in town. People are always concerned about running for a job like this, saying you gotta have a thick skin, and to some extent that's true, but despite some of the difficult issues that have come up over the years, I've really enjoyed trying to be an honest broker for people in the town, follow the laws, encourage anyone and everyone to participate, and change them, because that's how our process works. I can't agree with everyone on any particular issue. Hell, I don't agree with my wife or my best friends on particular issues. But I've tried to be open and honest and fair on how difficult issues in town are addressed, and I think that's the most important thing. I'm not leaving town. I'll certainly be attending some Tuesday meetings, but fortunately only the ones I want to attend. I'm ready to step back, and I think the town will do well for new faces to step up and do a lot of things in this seat. So last, I just want to thank some of the people I've worked with over the years. Keisha and Donna down in the offices. We have the best town offices staff in the state. I wouldn't have lasted a year. None of the select board members would without the great staff that we have in town. Chief Buxton, Chief Young, Brian Knipstein, the road agent, Bill Meserve and the planning board members, Kent Lawrence on zoning is great, Dave Mason, our treasurer, Wynn in the library trustees, Lynn Sweet in the cemetery trustees, Steve Yevich, the trustees of the trust fund, Tom and Connie and Brittany, who do our elections, and everybody else who works those elections, make election day, fun and worthwhile in this town. Also Ray Buxton, Tom Connor, Jeff Feenstra, Larry Shaw, building inspector, Derek Durbin, our town council. Probably most importantly, I want to thank all the members of the select board I've had the pleasure to serve with. Jamie Thompson, Chris Hutchins, Jackie Silvani, Betsy Coase, Mike Kessler, Mark, and Hobie. I really enjoyed working with them all on behalf of the town, and I'm confident that the town's in good hands moving forward. I have two people I want to give a special thank you to. John Hayden. John quietly makes sure town elections and town meetings work. I think Newfields has been blessed to have the Hayden family so involved in this town for the past century. And John's been an important part of that. He's provided me some great advice over the years, and while I've served on this board, and I'm just very lucky to have served with him for so long. And lastly, of course, is Sue. There's a reason why every town hall clerk in this state has Sue's number on speed dial, and they do. And there's a reason why she's near the top of my favorite phone numbers on my iPhone. Not higher than my family members, but darn close. Her experience, her knowledge, her advice are second to none in New Hampshire, and she's a lot of fun to work with. Without a doubt, Sue has made every Newfield Select Board member look good over the past 37 years. And one of the few aspects of the job I will truly miss is just popping into the town hall to check on things and chatting with Sue and Keisha and Donna. I promise I will still drop off caramels and shortbreads at Christmas time. So thank you very much for the 9 years. It's been wonderful. I highly recommend it to anyone. So thank you.
If I may, you kind of go, okay, I've got a good basic foundation, but then you realize there's a lot of learning curve, and there's a lot of knowledge to assimilate, and Michael has always been there when I've sought knowledge, or been a little twitched on how to deal with something. I'm calm with him and needy, and there's no hesitation to share that knowledge, and no hesitation to give guidance and share that background and knowledge he's gained over the years. So thank you, Michael, I appreciate it.
So the last thing we have is basically prior meeting minutes. Do you guys have any changes?
No
to the meeting minutes? I'll move the meeting minutes for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025 as written. Second by Hogan, all in favor? Aye. All right, I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Hogan, all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.